Did you know that the Monroe Institute has an app? It's called Expand, and I use it nearly every day in my own practice. And it can greatly support you in your astral projection practice too. Do you want to know how? Then stay tuned to find out. Namaste and welcome. I'm Rosalie from Rosalie Yoga, and thank you so much for being here today. Now, in this video, I want to give you a peek into the Monroe Institute's Expand app, and one feature in particular that has made a massive impact in my own practice. So let's take a look at it together. And if you've already downloaded it, you might just like to open it up on your phone so we can go through it together. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm seeing on my screen with this very advanced setup right here. So when you first open up the app, this is what it looks like. So this is the home page. And you'll see here that there are some multi-day journeys. And these are kind of bundles of meditations grouped together by a theme. There's some for connecting with guidance, for improving sleep, for manifestation, healing, for lucid dreaming, and this is a really good one, the lucid dreaming ones. So it's worth just looking at what is offered as a kind of a journey. But then there are some standalone meditations, and we're just going to take a quick look at those. If you start to scroll down, you'll see that they're categorized by theme. You have some here for healing, for joy and meaning, for sleep and dreaming, and this is a really good one. There's some good lucid dreaming ones in here. Insight and intuition, manifestation, relationships, and here at the bottom, beyond the physical, which is actually my favorite part. Now you'll note that some of these are guided, so there's a voice that's guiding you on a journey, and some of them are musical journeys that are supported by Monroe Sound Science. And we'll just click into the first one here, and you'll see this one is supported by Monroe Sound Science. Whereas others, let's go to one of my favorites here, Total Self-Communion. You'll see that this one is narrated, and it'll show you who's narrating this particular meditation. There are different voices, and for me, the voice is really important, so it's worth taking some time to go through it and really find the voices that resonate with you. I love Paul's voice. So Paul is a Chief Technology Officer at the Monroe Institute. He has Total Self-Communion, and he has another one I really like here. It's called Inner Universe, this one, which I actually just did this morning. Both of them I really like. So if you do a meditation on the app and you like it, you can just hit here that little heart. So this makes it a favorite, and I'll show you, you can easily find it then using the filter function. The other good thing to do when you find one that you really like, one of these meditations, if you do it and you think, yeah, it's a great experience, I'm going to do it again, is to download it. And I'll just go to one I haven't downloaded. So if I was here, and this is Luigi. Luigi is another voice that you might recognize. He does some of the lucid dreaming ones, really great ones. So here, you would just download it. And if you download one of these meditations, it means that it's downloaded inside of the app. So then you're able to practice when you're offline. So that is a really, really great thing to do as well. So another voice you might recognize is Alan Evans, who's the CEO of the Monroe Institute, and also the energy healing trainer there, and an energy medicine trainer. So as I was just showing you, like if you've favored some, you can come up here and you can hit the filters. So if you're in the filters, you could choose the ones that you've downloaded, so you can easily access them that way. The ones you've favored, so your favorite ones. And also, if you know that you only have, for example, 20 minutes to practice today, there's this great slider function here that allows you to choose how long you have to practice, and if you want something guided or unguided. So it's really good way to kind of find the right meditations for you in the moment. Now, one more thing I want to add in this meditation section is that you can choose how you actually see the meditations. So At the moment, we see them by category. This is a default setting, but if you come up here to sort by, if you click into that, you can see that you can change this. You could change it, for example, to recently added. And this is just a really great way to see the latest meditations, what's just been added to Expand. So if we clicked into that, you'll see now that all of the meditations come in a different order. It's more not by theme, but it's more by which was the latest one added to the app. This is a really beautiful one, Spectrum of Self. So if we open that up, you would see here it's supported by Monroe Sound Science. So it's not going to be a guided journey. So let's play. Oh, actually, this is really important to say that wearing headphones is essential. It's written here, headphones are essential for all of these exercises. Anything to do with binaural beats, Monroe Sound Science, you really, really need good headphones. So just adding that there. Let's just have a little listen to this one. So yes, just a little listen. Okay, so let's move on now to my favorite feature of Expand, and it's something called the timer function. And you'll see here, it's that fourth little icon along here at the bottom of your screen. When you tap into it, you're brought to the screen and you'll see there are three parts here. Let's just go through each one together. So the first part here is the timer function, and this allows you to choose how long you want your practice to be, from 1 minute all the way to 2 hours. The second thing is you can actually choose the signals that you want. And these are signals that really help create a specific state of consciousness within yourself. And so you can have signals for, let's go through them, for creativity and manifestation, for focused attention. And this is a really great one. I actually use this when I work. When I work, I have headphones listening to focused attention. There's some signals for meditation, for relaxation and healing, for sleep. And then this is my favorite bit. So you can actually choose the signals for different focus levels. And if you're not familiar with focus levels, this is a label, a term that Robert Monroe coined to talk about the frequencies of these signals that help induce certain states of consciousness. So for example, focus level 10 right here is the mind awake, body asleep state. Focus level 12 is a state of expanded awareness. Focus level 15 is beyond time and space. It's something that I experience as the void state, and this is actually my favorite. I spend a lot of time in focus level 15. Focus level 18 is about heart centers, heart energy. I don't spend enough time there. I think I should revisit focus level 18. And finally, focus level 21 is this bridge between the physical and the non-physical worlds. So within Expand, you're able then to start to explore the different focus levels from 10 all the way up to 21. But the best part of this is that you are able to choose whether you want Hemi-Sync signals or Monroe Sound Science signals. So what's the difference? Well, Hemi-Sync is the original sound technology created by Robert Monroe. So it really starts to synchronize the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Monroe Sound Science is kind of the next step. There's new signals, there's new technologies, something called phase modulation, and it's quite technical. But for me, that's not important as much as how I actually feel it. It's like, how does it feel when I listen to Hemi-Sync? How does it feel when I listen to Monroe Sound Science? And I've been testing it out a lot just to see what the difference is for me. And maybe I'm just really old school, but I love Hemi-Sync. Hemi-Sync brings me really deep, really quickly. And that's what I love. For example, every single day I'm using focus level 15 for about 20 minutes. That's my meditation practice. And I don't spend much time settling my body, settling my mind. I'm brought there super quickly because I'm using this focus level. So I go so deep, and then I'm really able to stay very deep in focus level 15. When I do it with Monroe Sound Science, my experience of it is very different. I stay much more in my imagination. So for me, it's a really great tool when I want to work on manifestation, visualization, and I do this as well in Focus Level 15. So that's just my take on the difference. But I wanted to know what the Monroe Institute said is a difference. So I reached out to Paul. Again, he's a Chief Technology Officer, and he said that these new versions with Monroe Sound Science include gamma brainwave entrainment, and that's associated with kind of heightened states of awareness. So he also said that the Monroe Sound Science versions is based on an entirely different signal technique. So it features like this continuous movement of signals in a simulated 3D space. If you want to go a little bit deeper and understand what the difference is in theory, on the app, you'll see a little eye here. If you just tap the eye, this little information icon, you'll get all this information about the different focus levels. So that is really interesting if you're not familiar with focus levels, but also about what Hemi-Sync is and what Monroe Sound Science is and which technology is the right one for you. And I would say that it's just so important to try it. It's one thing to read about it, to understand it, to know the tech behind it. It's very, very different to actually feel it in your body. So experiment with different focus levels and experiment with using Monroe Sound Science and using Hemi-Sync and see what you like. So that was the second thing that you can choose. So the first one is a timer, the second one is a signal, and the third thing that you can choose here in the timer function is the background. So if you want any background music, I personally don't most of the time. I will click here none, but you might like some music. You might like Robert's Mountain sounds. So these are nature sounds from Robert's Mountain retreats, which is where Robert Monroe used to live. You might like the sound of ocean surf, which features in a lot of the Gateway tapes. So that's a nice one. There's rain, there's ambient drone, desert wind, mountain stream. There's so many you can choose from. Campfire, night sounds. So that's what's wonderful about this timer function, is that it enables you to really create your own bespoke meditation by how much time you have, the signals that you want, and if you want any background sounds. You really personalize it to yourself. And what I love is just being able to choose a time. Like I know I have 20 minutes every morning for my meditation practice. So that's how long I give myself. So that's what's amazing about the timer function, and honestly it's one of my favorite parts of the app. So every day in my own meditation practice, I bring myself to focus level 15, and I go there really quickly because of the sound signals. And in focus level 15, that's where I set my intention for the day. I will spend a few minutes just in pure stillness, stillness in my body, stillness in my mind, and then allow any messages to come through. And then I spend a few minutes kind of creating, visualizing, kind of molding the energy around what it is that I want to create that day. It's a really powerful place to set your intention for the day. So that's the timer function. As I said, it's my favorite part of the app. But let's move on now and look at the other main features. So we just looked at the timer function. We've already looked at the meditation function. Let's move on here to the second icon along, and that is the journal tab. So you're able to journal about your experiences, and you would just click new entry here. You could give your entry a name. Let's just go with test. And here you would either type out, and this is for you to kind of record anything that came up for you during a practice, or how the practice felt, or something you want to revisit in a future meditation. You could type it, or you could hit here the little microphone, and you'll see it should start to type out what I'm saying. I do like this because sometimes I'm not in the headspace to write after like a really deep meditation. I prefer to record it, so this is a great function here. And then you would stop when you're done, continue, and then here you could add the meditation that you've just done that's associated with this. What you'll also see is once you finish a meditation, you'll have the ability, it'll say journal about your experience or something like that. You could tap it and you could be brought straight to this journal section. Now let's look at the community tab. And the community tab is wonderful in that it connects you with other people who are on the same path as you. And it's this third little icon along here, the little people tab. When you first open it up, it'll show you which groups you're a part of. And you see I'm part of 3 groups. The Monroe Creator Program, which is a group of people I went to the Monroe Institute with last year. I'm part of the Dolphin Energy Club, which is the amazing kind of energy healing club at the Monroe Institute. And the Monroe Institute group, which is the main group here. But this is a really great space to share anything that came up for you, an experience, something that came up in a meditation, your favorite meditations, all these kind of things. If I would click here in notifications, you'll see you're notified of everyone who's posted, starting at the top, the latest ones. If you click into that, you would see here that you could see what people have been posting about. And it's just wonderful to, for example, you've just done a meditation, had an amazing experience, and you want to talk to someone about it. This is a place to do it. Just come into the app. It connects you with so many other people who've just done the same meditation as you have, who are on the same path as you, and you can exchange ideas, experiences. It's a really wonderful way to connect you. And those are the main features that I wanted to share. So how can the Expand app help you in your astral projection practice? Well, for me, I see it as 3 main ways. The first way is to try a guided meditation. There's one meditation in particular called Gateway to Beyond that is created to help you have an out-of-body experience. And it's narrated by Luigi, so definitely check that one out. The second way is, as I showed you in the timer function, is really to create your own bespoke practice. Any one of those focus levels is conducive to an out-of-body experience. So you would really experiment and see which one works best for you. It's not necessarily focus level 21. I have great experiences, as I said, in focus level 15. For OBEs, sometimes it's 12. So it's just a question of experimenting and see what connects with you. And this is, of course, if you have your own practice, your own kind of step-by-step technique to go out of body. I, as you know, use Yoga Nidra to kind of bring myself to that optimal state, and then I use an exit technique. But I'm able to talk myself down in Yoga Nidra because I've been doing it and teaching it for so long. So that's up to you if you want to try that way. The third way is it really helps to support your meditation practice. And for me, this is a key part of your astral projection practice. Really being able to still and to focus the mind, and also then to see if you can start to witness what is happening, not as the one who's actually experiencing it, but as the one who's observing it. So using the app to really help you deepen your meditation practice. Because in the way I teach astral projection, having a really solid spiritual practice is a foundational. It's really important for your OBE practice. That includes practices like meditation, Yoga Nidra, breath work, and these heart-centered practices like gratitude and Ho'oponopono. I mean, for me, the Expand app is so essential. It's so core to my own practice that, in fact, all the students who join my astral projection course, the Astral Travel Blueprint, they have 1 month free trial of the paid version of the Expand app. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. There's a paid version and there's a free version. Of course, you can just use the free version. There's so much great content in there available to you for free. But if you want to go deeper and explore all of the functions that I showed you in this video, then definitely might want to look at upgrading or trying it out if you're a part of my course. Now, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Like, I really love connecting with you in this way and sharing practices and tools that help me in my practice and hopefully will help you further along in your practice too. And I'd love to hear from you. If you do use the Expand app already, what's your favorite feature or favorite meditation? And if you don't use it yet, and if you've watched this video, what are you most excited to try now? And of course, if you'd like to dive deeper into astral projection and yoga nidra, you might like to check out my website. I have a lot of free resources there as well, including a free astral projection guide and also a free 5-day mini course. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help support my channel so I can continue to create more meditations and more videos like this to really help you tap into these extraordinary states of being within yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.